Hello everyone and happy Saturday. Today I'm going to go through a bunch of products from VDL Cosmetics. So I had first heard of VDL Cosmetics when I was in New York at Generation Beauty last year. They had a booth there and I had never heard of them before until that day in any kind of real capacity. I did get sent one of their products in a subscription box at one point. I believe I got a VDL primer that I did truthfully talk shit about because I really hated the packaging. It was basically like a nail polish bottle of primer and there was no way to get the product out. But Influenster actually sent me their new foundation for review, which is their perfect lasting foundation, and I had no idea they had released all of this stuff. The last I had heard at Generation Beauty was they had only released some primers and a few complexion products just in general, but no color cosmetics yet, and I don't believe they had the foundation at the time either. So they sent a little card here with it. They also sent me like an entire line of products. Don't mind my little basket. This is just the easiest way to do this. So I don't have everything, but I think I have enough to give a good opinion on VDL Cosmetics as a whole. They sent me multiple types of primers, foundation, eyeliner, a lip product, eyeshadow, and setting spray. So they did send quite a few things to try out. I actually think that was amazing. I really like when a company does stuff like that. So instead of just reviewing the one product, you kind of see how their line works together. I have tried some of these once previously. I wanted to do another get ready with me so that I could actually talk about the application and talk about my thoughts a little bit more thoroughly. And again, these were sent to me complimentary. It's not a sponsored post though, so all thoughts and opinions are obviously my own, or I will not post it on my channel. They did give me a 20% off code that I can give to you guys. It just comes on the Influencer card. So that is VDL VBox20, and you can use it at vdlcanada.com. So just a few facts about the foundation. There's 5 ways to use it. For a light and moisturizing approach, you can mix the foundation and Lumi Layer Primer Fresh, which is this primer. So both primers, one has got like a pink undertone and one is white. Both of them are fairly sparkly. I was mildly concerned when I first pulled these out of the box because truthfully they just looked like huge glitter bombs. So the VDL Lumi Layer Primer, the white one, actually reminds me of the MAC Strobe Cream. So this is Lumi Layer Primer and this is Lumi Layer Primer Fresh. So I'm going to just give a little wipe and see how luminous they are. Let me rub both of them in. So they're both kind of the same to similar finish, but look how luminous that looks. It's so pretty. Originally, I actually thought I would use these more likely on my body while on vacation or away somewhere, just like through my chest and down my shoulders, but I still would do that, but there seems to be less glitter. It's almost like there was like a glitter bomb stuck in the pump initially. Okay, back to the ways to use the foundation. If you want a natural dewy look, mix foundation with the Lumi Layer Primer. Number 3, for an extra dewy look, mix your foundation and Lumi Layer Metal Cushion Primer. That one I don't have. They didn't send the Metal Cushion Primer. Make your makeup last, and after the foundation, use the Radiance Fix Mist, which they did send. I haven't tried this one yet. I don't know how I feel about it. If you've been to my channel before, you know I'm not hugely in love with the really dewy look. It just makes me look sweaty, and I don't even need any help in that department. And for a lively look, apply the Creamy Stick Jelly after the foundation. So this is the Creamy Stick Jelly. I am skeptical of these because of the Burt's Bees stick that was very sticky. This one doesn't seem to be nearly as sticky, and it does give just like a nice radiance. So I haven't tried this yet, but we are going to try it today. So I'm going to start off this look with the Lumi Layer Primer Fresh, which is the pink one. I'm going to just go right in with that. I don't think this is in any way pore filling, so if you have larger pores and that's what you use your primer for, I don't think that this is it for you. This is more along the lines of a moisturizing primer or a luminizing primer. So if you have large pores, I would say you can use your pore filling primer still underneath this one, just wherever your pores are larger and you feel a little bit more like you need a little something, and put this over top. Okay, I'm going to just quickly do a couple of spot conceals because my skin is being dick face. I was surprised when I got this box. I truthfully was like, oh sweet, I'm getting this foundation. Sometimes Influencer doesn't tell me I'm part of a campaign until I like a couple days after I get the box. So I went and I saw the box in my mailbox and I was like, oh sweet, like I'm trying a new foundation. That's really great. I'm like really loving foundation right now. And then I felt the box. I was like, whoa, why is this so heavy? But it's because they sent me like everything under the sun. Okay, so I'm going to go in with the Perfect Lasting Foundation. I'm going to take 2 pumps. 2 pumps is where I'm at normally, so I'm just kind of go from there. It's a little bit runnier than I would normally deal with. As you can see, it's like running down my hand just based on gravity. But the shade they sent me was almost bang on. It's just slightly lighter than I like. But considering they just took a shot in the dark based on me doing a survey, this is pretty impressive. The first day I liked this, sorry, the first day I wore this, I did like it. VDL's mission statement is kind of like bold beauty. Let me just read it to you so we're all on the same page. So their mission, VDL's mission is to create a sensuous and vibrant universe of makeup. We strive to offer beauty in all its vividness for any woman who dares to dream. VDL dares to be bold, offering a vivid variety of colors, delicate textures, and unique scents. VDL uses innovative technology and a new sensibility to create the ultimate in beauty for women who dare to live out their dreams. It's a pretty fluffy mission statement, in my opinion. It's got good undertones, and I understand the message they're trying to portray, but I don't actually feel like with a mission statement like that you can be like, yes, you are absolutely achieving that, or no, you're not. Product reviews to me aren't always about like the feeling that they give you on the inside of trying to be bold. It didn't really say what they're trying to achieve functionally with this product. So the coverage is pretty good. It definitely gets rid of my redness and looks very skin-like. Based on my initial reaction and my initial wear, the first time I wore this on a day at work when I knew it was going to be like a really rough day and I was going to be touching my face a lot. I was super impressed by the time I got home on how well it had held up, because foundation normally breaks up around my chin. So pretty pleased about that. Pretty good color match. I feel like this is actually pretty similar to the Tarte Found Sealer, where this is supposed to be like foundation with skincare. This one here is supposed to just be a little bit more natural. So primer and foundation in one, breathable coverage for a long-lasting matte finish. There's another thing I don't really understand is why you, as a company, have only luminous primers, but your foundation is a matte finish and your fixing spray is a dewy finish as well. So like, are we going for matte or are we going for dewy? Like, I don't even know. I do like the packaging and I like that it's all kind of similar. The Lumilayer primers are just slightly different packaging. They have a different lid. They're all glass bottles. It feels very, very luxury. Let me just quickly look up price points. So just looking at their website quickly, I do notice that I think they are owned by the Face Shop. The copyright on the bottom of the webpage is the Face Shop. This is also a Korean brand. The license number is Korean and the address of the brand is Korean. Okay, so on the VDL Canada website, the primers are $34. So the foundation I just found, and it looks like it is $37. So it's actually not too bad on the price point. When I was at Generation Beauty, I feel like when I initially saw the primers, they were like $45 each, which I thought was really expensive for a primer. Anyway, that's where we're at with that. All right, I don't have their entire suite of products, so I am going to use the Bahama Mama bronzer for my contour, and then every product I do have, I will use and show you. Yes, I think I'm on board with this foundation. I thought I would never like a foundation more than I liked the CoverGirl Vitalix Healthy Elixir, the one that they have recently discontinued. And this actually kicks its ass. I wish it was hotter outside so I could see if it was gonna like completely just melt off my skin. So with the jelly stick, it does tell you to just go in. I'm going to apply one side directly from the stick and one side I'm going to use a brush and see what happens. So the reason I didn't really love the Physicians Formula stick blush was because it was sticky. And this I don't find as sticky, but it's definitely like creamier. I don't think I would like a stick blush unless it was cream to powder. I don't really like how it feels, but it does look nice and gives a really nice, like natural type flush, even though it's bright orange. So let's do the other side with a stippling brush and see how we feel. Yeah, I don't mind it. I do think I prefer it actually with the brush. So now I know. I'm going to forego putting on highlighter for now, only because I fear that I'm going to end up with it like stuck into that powder. So let's do my eyes and then we will revisit the highlighter situation. Okay, so they did send me 3 eyeshadow singles. Each one has, doesn't actually say the weight. They sent me a cranberry, which is a bright pink. They sent me a taupe shade in ginger rose, and this is a matte. And then they sent me a sort of champagne shade, and this is in cashmere. So initially when I tried these, I didn't mind them. I have no real complaints. I'm trying to keep in mind that being a Korean brand, it is going to be slightly less vivid than you would think, especially with a shade like cranberry. I don't really feel like this goes on the way I want it to, but I am a big believer in, like, if you are going to give me a bright pink shade, that shit better come off as bright pink. I will show you what I mean. I don't hate it by any means. I actually did like the look that came out of it. I just felt like it needed support from other shadows. So it goes on and it's pretty, it is pigmented, it just doesn't quite give the punch that I want it to. So I'm actually gonna do kind of like a monochromatic type look with this, I think. So I'm actually gonna put this all over my lid, my crease, everything, and then I'm going to do a one look or one shadow look, which I don't think I've ever done before actually. So as I said, it goes on nicely, just doesn't really give the punch that I would hope that it would, considering it is bright pink. Okay, I think it's actually safe to say that this is not my favorite. It's not really attaching close to my lash line and into my orbital bone slash eye cavity. I'm trying to change up the way I do my eyeshadow sometimes, and using one shadow and using the depth of that shadow is something I'm not great at, so here we are, and this is why I'm trying to do this. I love the foundation, like I really do. I tried a new foundation recently that I haven't talked about yet, and it really settled into my lines on the top of my forehead, and I thought I had gotten away from that just based on skincare, but I actually think it's been the foundations I've been wearing have just been typically better than what I've worn in the past, and now this foundation is not settling into those lines in like an extreme way, like it's making me look 20 years younger, I feel like. All right, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to leave this just like this with this, and I'm going to bring in a ColourPop Jelly Much shadow just to give the lid a little bit of punch. And I'm going to use Perfectly Wretched from the Villains collection from ColourPop. This is an upcoming video as well. I just did a huge ColourPop order and I haven't talked about it yet or really played with the shadows too much. So I've only tried one Jelly Much shadow, but this is not what this is about, so I'm not going to really talk about my feelings on this yet. Yeah, I kind of like how this one just gives a little bit of an overlay, because that's all I want. I don't want to take over the pink, I just want to add to it. Okay, so that is the eye look I'm going to kind of stick with. I'm going to go in just with the champagne shade that they sent me. The shadows are fairly large. This is the shadow and this is the Bahama Mama bronzer, just so you can see Well, I just shattered that whole thing on the floor. Well, I just shattered that whole shadow. That's upsetting. So I will repress that later. Okay, I'm just going to do my brows quickly and then I will carry on with where I was going with that champagne shade, but just a different shade. I actually have been pretty quiet on a few things that are going on in our life, so I will take now as the opportunity to talk about those things. My husband has just returned from Bahamas recently, and if you follow me on Instagram, I did talk about it just a little bit. We didn't really talk about it publicly on my channel or on any of his social media until he was essentially coming back, but he was in Bahamas for 2 weeks. He was actually asked by friends of ours who work on HGTV to go out and help on the show The Island of Brian. If you're from Canada, Brian Baumler is a very famous, it's basically our Mike Holmes. Canada's Mike Holmes, and I'm sure he's probably getting fairly well known in the States at this point, but he is a really wonderful human, and I'm pretty proud of my brother and my husband who were asked to go out and help work on that show. So my husband is home now after being out there, and they had a really great time and did a lot of really hard work. The show airs April 7th, so actually I think it airs tomorrow. And if you are interested in checking out the refurbishing of a deserted resort on a private island in Bahamas, go check out HGTV at 10 p.m. on April 7th. My brother and my husband actually did ask not to be on camera for the most part, so you probably won't see them, but I just thought it was pretty cool to be able to have them go out there and help out our friend. So congratulations, that's a huge step for our business and for that construction community in general. It was a massive undertaking. It should be pretty interesting to watch. So I do have a perpetually runny nose, and it seriously affects my foundation around my nose. And I just wiped my nose and it basically took the foundation right off. But it's not super uncommon, and it does just kind of meld right back together. So that was nice. So just to touch on the last couple products they sent me, they did send me an eyeliner, a liquid eyeliner. This is the Deep Matte Liquid Liner. I've used this 4 or 5 times, don't mind it. I do still prefer the NYC liquid liner just based on habit, and the way that this brush is slightly thinner than the NYC brush. Part of the reason I like the NYC liquid liner so much is because the brush is like flat. It's kind of weird. So you can use the one side of it and it goes on very thin, or you can use this side of it and it goes on a little thicker. I am used to the thicker side. I prefer the thicker side, and this one is more of a rounded ferrule, and I struggle with the thin line a little bit. This is probably my favorite product that they sent. This is the, it's like a liquid lipstick. Can't really tell the shade. They have posted a stamp over it, but so as I was saying, just talking about the VDL lip product that they sent, it's like a liquid lipstick. Korean Beauty has a very distinct type of lip product application. They go more for like very natural, neutral, just bitten lips. And although this is a bright red, the way it wears is beautiful. I love how it feels. I love how it applies. It's very cream to powder. This is definitely my favorite product that came out of this whole Influenster box. It was amazing. So although it's not going to match the look I've chosen to do, I am going to put this on still because I do like how it looks. It definitely doesn't match the eyeshadow, and that's something I wanted to comment on and I thought was a little bit funny, is they sent me this very vibrant eyeshadow but also a very vibrant lip product, and the colors didn't actually go together. So for me to do a look with both of those things, they kind of contrast each other a little bit. The lip product, as I said, is definitely my favorite thing that has come in this entire box. It was amazing. It wore so evenly throughout the day. It didn't feel drying or yucky as it goes on. Really makes my teeth look white, which I'm obviously a big fan of. If you've been here for a while, you know I'm like obsessed with my teeth looking white. And really love how it ultimately applied. So the color story they sent was very weird. It was red, orange coral, and then the pink, which I've just put behind me. Yeah, so it was red, orange coral, and then the bright pink eyeshadow. So none of the 3 color products they sent were actually in the same color story at all, which I found kind of funny. Ultimately, the look actually looks pretty good. I'm going to quickly put my eyeliner on off camera and I will pop back on. I would love to actually show you how it applies, but I know I'm gonna go out of frame and it will be crappy footage. But if I can make it happen, I'll do my best. Okay, so I'm essentially done my makeup. I've tossed on the eyeliner. It's very black. I'm starting to get a little bit used to the brush now, so it wasn't as difficult to put on this time as I had found it was in the past. I did actually just notice I hit my top of my eye there with the mascara. Sorry about that. We can't all be perfect. I'm going to just spray on some of the VDL Expert Radiance Fix Mist, which came with this as well. I've not tried this at all yet. I don't even know anything about it. Formulated with nourishing prune water that recharges the skin with an instant burst of hydration, infused with VDL's signature cocktail of vitamin-rich ingredients, 8 antioxidant-rich plant extracts that protect the skin from free radical damage as opposed to not free radical damage. The innovative mist dispenser sprays evenly to prime makeup for long-lasting wear. So the picture they have on the card here does not look like what they sent. So if whatever comments they're making about this mystical mister, I don't know anything about that. Close eyes and spritz face at an 8-inch distance. Use in daily skincare routine and as a skin refresher throughout the day for best results. Says $25 for 120 milliliters. This is 40 millimeters, so this milliliters. So this is not full size. So, smells nice. Don't mind the smell. Love the mister. It actually goes like this instead of like, my biggest complaint with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Mist is it's like one mist hits here, one mist hits here, one mist hits here. Nothing actually like hits you evenly. This actually tries to get your whole face, but already I can see it making me dewier than I like to be. It definitely has a taste. It's not like a totally offensive taste. It just has a taste and it kind of caught me off guard. Okay. So now I'm going to just talk about my overall feelings on everything, and having done the full application again a second time, really love that foundation. It definitely kicks ass. Again, the perfect lasting foundation. This is in the shade A03. I will put the amount of shades that they have available and a picture in here so you can see it. There's a lot of stuff, information I don't have as I'm doing this video. I seriously just sat down to get ready to go out and run some errands. So in editing, I will add as much information as I can for sure. So this is 1 fluid ounce again for $37. If you had really horrible, like textured, acne prone skin, probably not the best foundation. I do have a small breakout right here and I can definitely see it, not in like an aggressive way. It's covered, it looks fine, but I also covered it with foundation first. The shade match to my skin is very impressive. I was super happy with it. Like, I don't have it past here and there's no line of demarcation or anything. It just goes down into my neck and looks normal. The creamy stick jelly. This is in the shade something not in English. Sorry, I'd like to give better information than that. I don't think I would purchase it. I definitely don't think I would purchase it. I don't hate how it looks. I would like to play with it a little bit more and see how it looks at the end of the day. I fear that it would break down my foundation by the end of the day because it is that like gel type product. Seeing if it's still sticky. It's not really sticky, but it definitely doesn't dry down completely into like a powder feel, which I don't really like. I feel like if I put highlighter on, I would kind of have it stuck there. But using the Fix Mist, the Radiance Fix Mist, I do notice I don't really feel the need to use a highlighter, and this had a little bit of a sheen in it as well, so I think that's okay. I would probably say this is like a 2.5, 3 out of 5, just not my style of product. I don't like sticky things on my cheeks. The Lumi Layer primers, so I'm gonna have to say the same about these, like 3 out of 5. They do work well with the foundation that they sent. I haven't used them with a foundation that I know looks like with other primers, so I would like to do that before I really cast my thoughts on it. Like I said, definitely not pore filling, but definitely gives you some moisture and some radiance. So I don't mind how it looks on my skin. I didn't mind how it looked last time either. I do feel it works well with the foundation, but if you're not going to use them both together, it does give me some pause. Not like pause, but like, stop it. Okay, so for the eyeshadows, I had used the cranberry shade and I actually smashed one of the other shades they sent me. Again, I think this is one of those things where I probably wouldn't buy the single. I would love to try one of their palettes to see how it would go. I love how it looked. This is one shade with a Jelly Mutt shadow on the lid. If you were kind of not totally paying attention, which I get, I do that too when I watch YouTube. But it was a really simple look, and actually really do like the way it turned out. It gave me a lot of drama with very little effort. It was really just a lot of blending onto the face. Pull your shit together, Candace. You don't need to look like this online. Just getting that little mascara lip off. Okay, so as I said, the eyeshadow did actually work fairly well by the end of it. I did have to pair it with something else. The initial look I wanted to do was to put it on my whole lid, whole crease, everything, and then deepen up the crease, but it wasn't working the way I wanted it to. However, taking it in the direction I did, I'm still pretty happy with how that turned out, so can't complain about that really either. I think I've made my feelings pretty clear on the lip product. It's obviously what's on my lips now. You saw the application in the demo, and I do really like how it looks and feels. It doesn't feel drying. I'm having like a weird lip line month where my lip line is starting to like move around. I think it has to do with like losing collagen in my face because I am a little bit older. I really love this. I'm actually probably going to see if I go to like another event and I see them, I'll probably buy this in a few other shades. And I'm going to research how easily available it is to not order it via the interwebs. I think I already made my feelings pretty clear on the eyeliner as well. However, having used it for about a week, I do feel like I am getting more used to the different type of brush. I like the formula a lot. It's very, very opaque. It was easy to work with outside of the brush. I think if I used the NYC brush with this formula, I would probably have this as a new favorite. And I'm not just like, I'll take any black eyeliner. For example, I had Influenster send me the new CoverGirl eyeliner, which is this guy here. This is the CoverGirl liquid liner in 320, and I hated it. I really hated it. I didn't like the brush. I didn't like the formula. This definitely is matte. The NYC one is not matte. It is more like almost a satin finish. It's somewhere in between glossy and matte. One product I haven't tried that they did send me was the Naked Cleansing Oil, and I actually find it funny how the Naked logo is literally the Naked logo from Urban Decay, and I'm super surprised they were able to get away from this, or get away with this, sorry. I have not tried this at all. I have no opinions, but this is basically a makeup cleanse off balm. So I'll be interested to see how that plays out. I'm very picky when it comes to cleansing balms. I really like the Boscia cleansing oil as well as the Clinique, I believe it's Take the Day Away cleansing balm. I'll have to give this a go and let you know what I think. Overall, I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I love certain products that they sent me. Thank you so much to Influenster for sending me these, as well as VDL and VDL Canada. I really enjoyed trying them out. Super surprised with the foundation, which is what the initial launch was about, and I really do compare it to the Tarte Found Sealer, which I did review recently. If you're interested, I will put that up here and down below in the description box. Let me know if you've tried anything from VDL Canada, or if there is any Korean makeup brands that you think are kind of interesting and would like to look into. This really opened my eyes to a market that I hadn't really been involved in before, so I thought that was pretty interesting. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this was a long one. I feel like it was a little bit disjointed, not my intention, but when I'm really just sitting down and ready to try some shit out, you're just getting my word vomit, and that's how it is. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe before you go so you don't miss out on new videos going forward. Give me a thumbs up if you liked this video. If you didn't, you can do it anyway just because you're a nice person. And thank you so much guys. I hope you have a wonderful week.